Hello people and welcome to watch yet another Carcassonne Champions League stage match. This is the final day of the week 2. So the 7th day of week 2, Sunday, and today we'll be taking a double match stream, and we'll start off with a match between Min-Wei Chen with the screen name HotlyHotly of Taiwan versus Santiago Iñiguez of Argentina with the screen name Santiblader. Now the God. Now the situation for both of these players is the following. So we have that's a very good question. Where do they stand? So HotlyHotly stands at one match win out of one match, and for Santi it is a bit of a different story with the one loss in from his previous week. Certainly looking to get a match win today to avoid going 0-2 and having incredibly difficult time to qualify to the playoffs. And then, of course, afterwards we'll be having the second match between Alan Fody of the US and versus Phosphate of China, the second highest ever rated player with a top rating of, or with a peak rating of 886 at the early 2025. Oh. Yeah, sorry, we were very close to running a bit late since I was doing some other stuff. I actually have no idea of the match history between these players, so let's take a look at it. First of all, you can see that Hotly is rated at a comfortable 722 with 11,500 games of experience. And I would imagine these players have faced each other at least a few times. Aha. Also, this wasn't actually even the page that I was supposed to go to, but we'll take a look at it anyways, if we can, if BGA works. So, multiple peaks at over 700, as you can see, and some lows even below 500. So, somewhat fluctuate, but keeping somewhat steady at between 6 to 700 quite nicely. And yeah, let's take a look at the match history between these players very quickly. So against Santiblader, Blader. That's better. One single match between these players in 2023. Well. Well, not much to say about that then. But we'll get to see how they are going to be doing today. Santi, well, before they start their game, then I guess we can also take a look at Santi's situation. At, I reckon that's somewhat 600-ish rated or so. Yeah, 620 at the moment with a bit less than 2,000 games under his belt. So not really matching his rival's experience, but we'll see if he'll be able to at least make this an enjoyable match, which I do expect him to be able to do. Best of 3, of course, and to remind y'all of the format, the first of all, with the league stage, it's going to be 5 rounds against against predetermined opponents. One from basically each ELO pot, to which players were divided at the at the league stage draw, which you can see out there in YouTube as well. And after those 5 matches, then the top 4 will be continuing into the playoffs. Well, the top 4 will be continuing into the playoffs to the round of 16, and the places 5 to 12 will be continuing to the playoff round 1, which is equivalent to the round, round of 24, basically. Um, well, they should be starting at any moment, but not sure what's going on with them. Okay, now we are finally at it. Yeah, the network connection for me for the last couple of days seems to have been rather, I don't know, going a bit on and off for unknown reasons. So apologies for the interruptions that you've seen at the past days. Santi, as the starting player, goes for the first 4 points, and Hotly responds with the monastery, and we are going to be seeing at this point, I would say a bit of an unfortunate tile for Santiago, as he is forced to continue the monastery, and also going to be forced to give like 2 points at least to the monastery if he ever wants to see that city being finished. Hotly is going to go full steam with the monasteries, of course, being a very juicy spot. Also creates this nice 4-point road, which immediately is taken by Santiago. The monasteries are gonna be maybe causing some later issues for Hotly, as this square does need to be filled, and it is really only the only in the interest of Min-Wei Chen to to fill that square, unless Santiago manages to get like a city cap over here, and then I guess first get this restricted, and then only after that get another city cap and finish the city for 8 points and drop a farmer. And a farmer is certainly what will be dropped by red if he manages to finish the road without any complications. Could maybe actually even go here and drop a farmer, but it could be a little bit excessive. Instead finds himself with another road, um, which I guess it's alright. I think I would have preferred it over here instead to create like some potential issues on this square. But the plan of Santiblader at the moment is to go here with like a curve or with another straight road, and then try and block the city with a field Dorito or with a cow, which I think is quite optimistic, to say the least. And usually I would say that it doesn't really work out in all that many cases, and I think this is one of those cases where it indeed does not work out, as I believe that the city will be finished immediately by Hotly, and he does. Maybe even Meeples this 1-point road, which I think I would do. Meeples the field instead, which is also fine, sure. he kind of wants to like anticipate the farmer coming from Santi either here or maybe finishing this city and placing a farmer over here. This though is not that great of a move, and honestly, like it's a very poor move from Santi. I mean, it's super conservative. He just finishes his own city, and also he allowed a possibility for the quad city to be discarded, and thus losing his starting player advantage, which like that combined with the fact that he is now not able to use like almost any city plus road tiles to their like full effect, I guess, then yeah, I think he would have had like like much better time of going, for example, over here and maybe start a new city going to the left and indirectly finish his road. Does get his road finished either way though, and probably we are just gonna be going over here as Santi or over here straight away. Maybe even drop a farmer on this field. Because if we do any sort of like semi saves, then um, we are very likely going to try and get like not a quad crossroad over here because there are just three others, and that's going to expand the field by yet another 3 points. So he does make the semi-save, but doesn't drop a farmer, which is odd to me. And I think it's going to not go all that well for him, given that Hotly is now just one square away, one tile away from finishing the monastery. Also drops another farmer, which now has a lot of growth potential actually, with still with being at 6 points. Then we have a city cap over here, we have cities over here, and this is also, of course, a large potential to be finished. So there are already like the pieces of the puzzle to have an 18-point field, which is tremendously good for Hotly. Santi with a triple city, one of which Hotly would be needing to unify the cities to. Still, well, two triple cities remaining. No, three, sorry, and the quad city. So I am expecting just either going over here and expanding the ruin on our side, or maybe going over here and making it just a little easy, just a little more difficult, excuse me, to claim the empty city cap on the field of green. I reckon it would be quite decent. Or just take the city immediately. Sure, I guess that also works. Hotly makes, well, a somewhat curious move, using a shielded tile to release his meeple, just to be able to have two meeples in hand instead of only one, which, I mean, I can see, and also it's not like he had like a huge choice anymore, because 3 out of the 4 like premium tiles, let's say, to liberate the monastery were gone already, so he would have been forced to use, well, in all likelihood, would have been forced to use just another um another field Dorito, or maybe an extender, or just a city cap to liberate the monastery. But now it does, of course, allow. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold up. Why would you allow the full block of your monastery? That is something that I cannot comprehend. Um, like if you just go the other way around, then the square is unblockable with all but one tile, because it could be then blocked with to a starting tile with a starting tile. But otherwise it is like unblockable. Whereas now it's blockable with like any City Pulse Road tile. And these ones would be just like a gift sent from heaven um, to Santi to go over here, claim 3 points, block the monastery. But Hotly gets one such tile first and decides to go for a semi-save and also try and make a blocking move, or set up a blocking platform to the city of Santi. Now, for the moment, a rather critical tile actually is going to be the final horse tile for both players. For Santi, so that he could go over here, claim the 3 points, and also block the monastery, and for Hotly, so that he could go over here and block the city to yet another horse, which then would not exist. And well, Hotly's gonna get basically the next best thing, I guess. He'll be able to go over here and heavily restrict the city down to the one remaining horse, or he could also um, opt to go for this move and to save the monastery to like 5 remaining regular curves, and to also claim a 4-point road at the same time when he liberates the monastery and brings the second farmer to the field as well. But I think he makes the more well. I think he makes the better choice, and plays it calm. And instead of trying to make a 5-point move for himself, he denies like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-point move from Santi with the remaining, well, with one of the remaining, no, with just one remaining city crossroad. Also, of course, takes away a couple other city caps with, well, one starting tile and one dagger with the left-hand side curve. Well, there's the curve, and Hotly gets his meeple back, and I doubt that he's gonna place a meeple on the road, and he does not. Santi with a monastery. Is he gonna go for the 6-pointer? Like, he only has one meeple. I don't think he's gonna go for that. Even though he has like a relatively good-ish number to get his meeples back, but not anymore, as Hotly is going to block the road of Santi with the only remaining tile. Well, yeah, well, actually, not the only remaining blocking tile, but with one of the two remaining blocking tiles. The other one would have been also the city crossroad, which would have actually been even better for Hotly, because it would have expanded the field by 3 points. But I don't think Hotly will mind the slightly worse one, especially being up by 17 points on the scoreboard, having a very, very slightly losing mini battle here with a 2-point road, which is easily enough to be retrieved with any of the 5 remaining straight roads, and with Santi's features being blocked here, basically blocked here, or never to see the light of day. And then also this city right here doesn't really have all that many tiles to fit there. It has still 2 road Doritos. It has the city crossroad. It has the starting tile. So that's 4 tiles. And does he have any daggers? He does have actually 2 more daggers, but like his position is still like super bad. Now with the meeple majority of 4-1 and a 17 point and a 17 point lead on the scoreboard, Hotly like really should be having very difficult time of like losing this. Like he could like purposely try and lose this, and he would still have somewhat of a difficult time to do so. Extender for Hotley just expands the city on, let's say, the ruin for him by 2 points. And Santi getting some love at least from the deck in the form of 4 points. And honestly, I think Santi needs to maybe start even like setting up these quick point moves. So going over here, taking the 4 points, and indirectly making and finishing a 4-point road as well. So setting up a 4-point road for quick points for like on his next tile. But he doesn't do that. Wants to rely on something else. Hotly going with, I think, a third farmer. Yep, that is indeed the case. Santi trying to still finish the city, which is now not even fully blockable, I think. Yeah, because the dagger asymmetry is favoring Santi here. But with a curve, now that he hasn't set up a 4-point road and isn't really able to do anything all that sensible with the curve, like what's he gonna do? Like he doesn't, like he just doesn't have the meeple capacity to fight for this field, which is now at, well, still only at 12 points, but it has like potential room to grow to 15, 18, 21 even. Yeah, just claims a 3-point road, tries to get like a straight road and a curve to make it a 6-pointer. That's fair enough. I guess he could have also tried to go maybe over here and just block the connection opportunity from Hotly to snatch these 3 points for himself. But maybe, like just maybe, Santi is still like kind of trying to have a possibility to like equalize the field with 3 meeples. Like if he gets this one back, gets this one back, then he goes over here, gets a curve that's 2 meeples, then goes over here, straight road, like that's a third meeple. Like it is very far like stretched idea, but it could happen. But for Hotly, I think we just go over here. Yeah, it's a 6-point move, so basically taking away 3 points from Santiago and giving 3 points to Min-Wei. Restriction on to the city again by Hotly. And how many city caps do we actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 city caps to finish the city, no? Welcome, Lisu. Fine Sunday to you as well. Well, a quad city for us. I assume we just go over here. Or over here. Actually, I don't think we go over here, because I think we want to, and we need to. No, not do that. Come on, man. I think we actually, like, needed to try and finish this city right here. because with again plus 17 for Hotly, like we just don't have the the scoring opportunity or the scoring capability rather to like outrun this field and the point lead that Hotly already has. So plus 17 plus 23, these are equal um, plus 20, 15, 10, 9, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 23. Yeah, like minus 23 with a meeple less. Yeah, I really don't know what the plan of Santi here is. And I don't think it really matters anymore. Because Hotly gets the final remaining horse tile and doesn't even get the points here. Well, like Santi doesn't even get the points over here. But he's going to be able to, well, at least claim a small field for himself. And I reckon Hotly will just claim the ruin, leave an empty city cap, and leaving the city cap is just like good thing for Hotly, because even if there were more city caps, which I think there still are, then Santi is like never gonna be taking this city cap right here because he has two city caps available on his own field. So this city cap right here is really only available for Hotly. Extender for red. Likely gonna be just going over here, I think. Like like we just basically have to hope for city caps to be our like all of our remaining tiles, and to like really try and push for the max score. So we go over here, we get a city cap that's 11 points, we get another city cap that's 18 points, and then I guess a third city cap. Oh, come on. Like, just, like, Santi, you don't have anything to lose, man. Just go with the meeple there. Oh, that's so sad. Nah, like we don't leave these 8 point cities lying around. Like we just meeple those, and we just rely on the best tile sequence ever that we could get. And now it's costing Santi because not only would he have been able to make a 10 point city drop a farmer here, actually not drop a farmer, but just make a 10 point city and get 3 extra points. But now those points go to Hotly, and even doesn't get the extra stuff from the 3 point farmer over here, as it gets sucked into the main field, which Hotly was controlling with 3 meeples, and now wins the now wins the field with a 3-1, a 3-2 majority, sorry, for 21 points. Almost a 30-point win for the Taiwanese master. Let's adjust the scoreboard to be as such. Not like this, maybe this. And let's head on over to the second game. I did actually miss, were they playing in a tournament or in a or in a um, custom table. Let's quickly see. It was definitely a custom table, yeah, because there is no activity of joining a tournament. Well, in the meanwhile, when the players are gonna be trying to, well, gonna be setting up the second game, I shall do my move here. Now, what do I do? I'm like plus 18. I mean, this game is basically won, but I just want to like 100% guarantee that I win it. so, so just trying to figure out, is there any chance to lose this? So 18 and 19 extra here. Then 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 42, 40, 37, 29. Let's say 9, so 20 and maybe 23. What if I could just go here or here? But that's giving like a 4-point road. And there's still one horse remaining, so I guess we just go here. We could do this also. Or this. Actually, this is actually fine because it fully blocks the city. Yeah, I think this is just like just confirming that we just win. So usually I would just take the 3 points, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I mean, because this is just going to confirm that like nothing major can happen. Okay, let's just do that and be fine. And that's basically 100% guarantee to win. Even if I were to help my opponent with like all of my remaining moves. Okay, in the meanwhile, now we have entered the second game with HotlyHotly being the starting player. Of course, as the starting player has been alternated. Then what we have is 4 players, 4 points for each player. With the small cities over here, HotlyHotly finishing the other one. And meanwhile, Santi is enjoying his double monasteries, but he can't really do anything really great with the tile. Yeah, just a discard basically. So an option like a small option would have been to go over here, but because of the 2 remaining daggers are gone, there is absolutely no reason to like risk the block or the full block of the square. Instead, we just patiently wait for a road tile and maybe another monastery over here. We equalize the field, well, like all is fine. And this should be a really easy move. We just go here, we clean off the city cap, and we are preparing another farmer onto the field. Now then we can go over here. We can meeple the road as well, I guess. We just, not because now we just equalize the field. And we don't actually even have like anywhere else to really place the meeple to, or place the tile to. HotlyHotly takes away the monastery spot. Well, like, rather takes away the 3 regular field monasteries from Santi, with which he would be able to stack the monasteries even further. And now if he wants to go with a road monastery, then he at least will have to finish HotlyHotly's road. However, this tile is just beyond perfect. So getting our meeple back. Oh, what? 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 I cannot. I cannot understand this move. Why would you ever do that? Why? Why, as a 600 rated player, would you ever want to do that? You have now blocked both of your monasteries for the price of a 5-point road of Hotlis, and you have now allowed a long-term meeple majority for your opponent when there is clearly a huge field fight that's gonna take place in this game. That is like that is perhaps the worst move. Well, actually, like the second worst move that you could possibly do in this situation, I think, as Santi. An even worse move would have been to go over here and not even add a point to your monastery. But this is actually actively the second worst move you could even do in that position ever. Why? Why? Like I get that this is something that I actually like relatively often have said myself that I don't mind having two monasteries blocked um, versus a one meeple of my opponent if I get enough compensation in points. And like this is basically like 11 points of compensation for Santi, so 11 extra points for one blocked meeple. But these positions don't really work when you have a large field fight, because what you can see over here is that extra meeple that Hotly now had in his reserves is going to go to the field, and the field is going to be 15 points, and very likely it's going to be more than that like later on in the game. So the 11 points for this extra meeple doesn't cover the 15 points for this extra meeple. So you're putting yourself into a horrendous position, really, because now you have to find a way to equalize the field with a meeple minority. And it's actually possible, well, to do that, thanks to actually, I guess, this third meeple over here, because we can block it away from this main field, and then we can invest a second meeple to the field without actually then having the meeple minority any longer, because we can possibly keep this meeple at 3 points if we manage to block it away. Let's say a cow goes here, or a curve over here. Then we start another small city somewhere, and we finish that, and we drop a farmer. So the position isn't totally lost, but it has been made to be way more difficult for Santi than it needed to be. Like again, I just can't really get over the fact that we like just didn't go over here at one point to the road, at a point, and basically at 2 points to our monasteries, and take our meeple back. Like, why would we ever go here? It's just beyond me. Just beyond me. Well, anyway, we have equalized the scoreboard basically, or well, let's say Hotly has. So with 25 to 26, and Wasanti is now trying to do his best to like really try and like counter this field by taking away the growth potential of it. So taking away really all the green squares from the field, which is certainly a good decision. So if he manages to keep things this way, then red will have 1, 2, 3, 4 meeples, which will get him 15, 18, 23 points, and the green will have 3 meeples, which will get him 16 points. So he will have like 7 extra points for red for 1 extra meeple, which isn't that bad actually. It's completely like overcomable. Unless, of course, Hotly manages to actually enlarge the field, which would be a true horrendous situation. But this is a wonderful, wonderful tile for Santi. We can go here. We can deny the city from being completed because there is still one divider that will allow Hotly to get the meeple back, but it's only one tile, and it will deny any extra cities from being created to the field. Like we gotta go here. It's already blocked. Like it should be basically an instantaneous move. And Santi does find it. Now we'll see if Hotly will be resisting the temptation to make a ruin immediately, and he does. He still wants to have the chance to find himself the divider. And Santi, well, as Santi, we never go here with like city cap. Well, especially not with city caps, but we go here with like straight roads, with curves, with anything that doesn't give additional city caps to the field or additional green squares to the field. Or we could go here at some point, maybe with like, I don't know, a field Dorito, road Dorito, something, and then restrict this square into a road Dorito or into a horse at some point. Again, just to deny the possibility of a divider going over here. So, dagger for Santi. We could do a couple of things. We could go over here. We could threaten the completion of the city with the divider ourselves. We could... well, actually, I mean, just going over here isn't really, like, dangerous. Well, I mean, okay, there is... Never mind, actually it is. There are actually no road Doritos available at all. They are all gone at this stage. And so there's only one horse remaining in the deck if this square were to get restricted into a city road tile, which it likely would actually if we go over here. So we first kind of have to find something over on this square before we can add stuff here. I guess we could just start another city, right? Maybe over here. Yep. That seems actually like almost the only spot to start a new city from without like giving anything back to red. And this is a wonderful tile for Santi, the final divider. And well, first of all, now he doesn't have to worry about this. Second, we could actually even just go over here and threaten 3 cities to be completed with a city cap. Or we can do this. We can just take 4 points and we can restrict the square, well, restrict the monastery of Hotly down to the 1 remaining dagger, I believe. And Hotly, after not getting the divider, he's gonna be having kind of difficult time actually. Let's see. So +5 for Santi. plus 6 plus 14, 15, 19, 24. Even goes for a farmer here, which looks actually alright. So 19 and then 18, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like minus 5, but Santi does have like great opportunities to get a meeple back. However, actually, never mind, however. I was about to say that HotlyHotly could go over here and start expanding the field. But now that this guy has been placed, then would you really place all your marbles onto this one dagger? And HotlyHotly says yes, so he wants to, well, he wants to enlarge the field, going all the way to the left, and try and suck in all these cities over here. And well, Santi of course sees that and is trying to block this square, trying to deny the dagger going over here and the third meeple from existing. HotlyHotly, whoa, doesn't even care about the square, just adds some ruin points for himself, which I don't think is the priority here. Like if you're gonna go for this move, then it just like indicates that you are gonna go for the entire like field um like overrun. And because you have such a limited number of meeples to play with, which basically only is this one meeple, uh, maybe this monastery. Actually, it won't even be this monastery because the dagger is needed in 2 places. So, like, you need all of your meeples to be like active. Whereas if this square gets blocked, then the third farmer, it's not really active. It's just dead. So a semi-save is made from HotlyHotly's doings, and well, first of all, he's gonna just enlarge the small field from 3 to 6 points, and there seem to be a rather large number of tiles to still go here, with a lot of crossroads actually, still 5 crossroads, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still 1 straight road, and no starting tiles, so 6 tiles to go into this square, 5 of which could save the square for HotlyHotly, but they will also later allow even Santi going maybe over here with like any road tile and dropping a farmer, thus equalizing the third meeple of HotlyHotly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 curves remaining, and I want to say that it's likely that it's gonna be Santiago to go over here to relieve the meeple. And really, actually, HotlyHotly will go over here only if he has like guaranteed his overrun on the field, I think. So if he has taken the dagger, placed it over here, or if he has, I don't know, managed to get like a third meeple to the field, maybe from here, with like a crossroad curve, then another curve, something like that. Santi with 1 meeple and a dream and a extender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going over here doesn't really make all that much sense. He has successfully been able to block the further progression of the ruin though. And this looks like an okay move, given that there is one tile again to this square, the one remaining horse. So what Santi is trying to do here is he's trying to like kind of choose up that tile and to force HotlyHotly's hand to block this to block this square. However, Santi gets a wonderful tile for himself, the dagger, the final dagger that would have been able to fit into the square, cleans off the city cap, and now if HotlyHotly wants to overrun the field, he will have to invest his final meeple to it, then have to guarantee that that meeple actually like gets to the field, and that this curve is gonna be placed onto the left and giving back the meeple to Santiago and reaching for actually only for the 6 additional points of Santi. Ooh, Santi goes for a meeple of himself. Now, is this a good move? Maybe. The answer is maybe. But he's plus 8, he's plus 16, plus 24, plus 28, plus 34, plus 40, plus 35, plus 28, 22, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 1, plus 1. And minus 2, plus 1. So he's plus 1. But he has great scoring tiles. And if this meeple manages to connect, the likelihood that Santi wins the game is quite large. But it's not given. It is not given at all. HotlyHotly could actually just draw like all the curves and block this meeple, and then actually just run off into the sunset with by just scoring almost anything, just like a 5-point road or something. That could even be enough for HotlyHotly. Or what he could do is he could go, I guess, over here. 1, 2, 3, but it does leave 2 tiles for Santi to connect. One of which he needs over here anyways. Or are there 2 curves left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 2 curves actually. Yes, so instead, HotlyHotly finds the better restriction and restricts the square to 1 tile, to the one single remaining straight road, but Santi gets the tile immediately. And also now Santi has, well, he has himself the triple city in the deck, he has the 2 curves in the deck, which are like all just killer tiles. Because HotlyHotly needs to invest his final meeple to the field, and he's doing that. Although I don't think this is the correct field that he needed to go to, because now when Santi just goes here, I think he just wins, no? Or does he? When all fields are gonna be then equalized. No, I don't know. I think he just definitely wins, right? He's plus 6, all fields equalized, assuming that HotlyHotly gets over here. And that's just plus 14, well, plus 14, this equals this, plus 20, plus 15, plus 9, plus 3. Yeah, just plus 3 for Santi. even after the connection over here. And Santi still has 2 tiles remaining. Like, he can do anything he wants. Anything he wants. And he won't be able to lose, even if he wanted to. Even if he doesn't take points anywhere, he still wins. But of course he does. He takes the 3 points, and HotlyHotly doesn't even get the connection tile. Santi is going to be sitting with a curve in his hand, and HotlyHotly could have made a slightly better move here by taking away the 5-point road, but it is missed by Santi anyway, so it doesn't really matter, it seems. Santi is going to win, I believe, by 9 points plus the field. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by like 36 points, no? 36 points? No, never mind. Make that 42 points. Yeah, it's kind of astonishing how Santi managed to despite this this horrendous move, which I still think is a horrendous move. It's quite astonishing how he still managed to win the entire field here. It turns out that it's not really viable for HotlyHotly to drop a third farmer here and then block his own third farmer from connecting. Well, maybe not block, but like make it considerably harder for himself to unify the third farmer. Curious decisions all over the board. 1 and 1 as Santi equalizes the scoreboard, and we move on to a decider. And we also move on to this, so yeah, that's not a problem. We just take 4 points, I reckon, here. Or we could go for a monastery also, which is something that I kind of do like, because we don't really need stuff. 6 points. I also do like that. I think I'm just gonna go for this, yeah. Just go for the 6-point monastery, sure. Why not? We don't need the meeples. And yeah, unfortunately we will be not yeah, we will not be able to cover the entire match between Alan Fody and Phosphate, but we will be covering whatever we can after the decider here is over. Santi, the starting player, for the second time now, in of course 3 matches, 3 games. Starts off with the monastery and HotlyHotly with the F5, best friend. Thank you. Okay, so monasteries for both players. And we have... Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, so Santi went over here with the crossroad, but actually did not meeple the road. I don't know how I feel about that. I would certainly meeple the road. Also, I wouldn't really turn the crossroad like facing with the roadside down. I would certainly prefer to get myself a monastery spot like over here. But let's see how it unfolds. Double monasteries for HotlyHotly gonna be able to stack them very well, and looks to be a fantastic start for the Taiwanese player with the double monasteries and with the only city on the board. Finally, Santi starts a road of his own, and I imagine something else. Clearly, I'm not on the same wavelength with HotlyHotly. I was about to say I would expect HotlyHotly to go over here and also meeple the city, just to try and yeah, just to try and mess with the road, only leaving Santi with a couple of tiles to really finish it effectively. Santi with the very timely restriction and breaking of the city of HotlyHotly, denying the third monastery to go into here with an incredible efficiency. And HotlyHotly instead is going to be forced to start a monastery elsewhere. But is going to be able to control the road, so not the worst for him. Santi doesn't really care, just continues the road. Although, did he actually have anything better? I don't actually think he had. Yeah, but now we just go here and we take the city. Yep, and we also, of course, restrict both of the monasteries here. And the situation is kind of tricky now for HotlyHotly because with this double restriction L shape, it's a really annoying pattern because whatever HotlyHotly places over here, it's going to allow a full block opportunity on this square for Santi, or the other way around. So whatever HotlyHotly places over here, it's going to allow a full block opportunity on the monasteries. And I would imagine that, given the shape of the city and given that it is very, very likely to be just a ruin, then just a straight road or maybe even a fourth monastery is gonna be what HotlyHotly is gonna be just patiently waiting to get here. And in the square, nothing will be placed unless we get to save that square after. Santi finishes the 8-point city and could have actually even maybe considered to go with a road meeple. Or maybe not actually, because ah, I see. So now that HotlyHotly is waiting for the straight road, then he doesn't really have an interest to meeple the road, because if he goes here and meeples the road, then he will almost immediately, um, or at least have kind of a big chance to immediately lose three meeples, one from the road, one from the monastery, and one from the city. Welcome, Andrew. Morning. Well, morning to you. That sounds like a viewer from the US, or at least from somewhere in the Americas. 2 points for HotlyHotly, and he's going to prepare a 5-point road with a road monastery, which would be really, really juicy stuff for him. In the meanwhile, we have a conservative move. a really conservative move actually. Yeah, I don't think this is really all that great because like look at this monastery here. Like what tiles are you gonna be using here if not this exact tile? Okay, I guess horses, but like this is like the very like next best thing from a horse that we could get here. Like just 4 points immediately. Efficiency, 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 efficiency. Like we are losing efficiency when we just finish our city and try to, I guess, get a get a road end to our road like indirectly via 2 tiles. Hotly, I imagine it's gonna go over here and meeple the road or not. Yeah, cause Hotly, I reckon what like the reason why he didn't go here and allowed now the full block of the city was because he didn't want to leave like both of the city caps empty, because then Santi could get for instance, a field Dorizo, go over here and get himself an easy 8 or a 10-point city, or even a 12-point city, and because the road end would have had to be given onto the road, so Hotley I think would have preferred to go on the road instead, if he were to go over here with the city crossroad. But so 3 points and a blocked meeple is instead the price that Hotley chooses to take. And the meeples, a new city, tries to, I guess, get maybe a triple city and a Dorito combo or something. Instead gets, yeah, this is a rushed move by Santi. This is such a rushed move because it was just so much better to go over here and attack this city and try and equalize it, as opposed to like just equalizing the 3-point city and leaving a potential 8-point city for your opponent. But something does get actually do well, two things. Either he can go over here and he can block this city to 3 points because this is the final dagger remaining onto this square then, or he can go over here and he can block the monastery and the city and not allow a potential 6-point road for Hotley with also a completed with a completed um what's it called, completed like salvation of the city and the monastery. Hotley should be having no issues going over here with the shielded tile now that his salvation plans have gone out the window. And Santi even meeples the 1-point city just to be able to equalize the ruin of 7 points. However, it does come with a sacrifice of now, as I said, allowing the city completion for Hotley. And all that was because we just didn't attack the more important city, but we just equalized a 3-point city. Not the best of priorities in my view. And the points are now equal with 24 points for monasteries, from which 2 are blocked for Hotley, versus 7 points for the monastery for us, 7 for the road, and 6 for the field. So banked 24 versus 20 in points with equal meeples. However, we have the opportunity to get a meeple back from the road, so I guess I would still prefer red in this position. Whoa, okay. Um, it's an interesting move. Hotly deciding to go for a second meeple onto the ruin. And also leave the 4-point road empty, which might come back to bite. Also, there is still a divider remaining, so in the worst case scenario for Hotly, Santi gets divider, goes over here, and then Hotly has not only one but two meeples trapped in this ruin, and he will quite likely be losing this game. But again, it's only one tile, it's only one divider. Presumably just continue our road. Yes, we do. And Hotly goes... Actually, does he go here first? Or here? I think we go here first if we want to make the ruin. Ah! Still leaves the option. Still leaves the option for the divider. Like, yeah, sure, I can understand this, but like, we don't need to rush this move because we can connect to the ruin either from here, from the bottom or from the top. And now we are risking two meeples for 0, actually, if we get unlucky. For Santi, looks like, yeah, this is exactly the move that I was thinking of. Because there's only one starting tile remaining, so there was a chance to maybe even get like double Doritos and like fully block the city. But these will do very finely as well, of course. Ooh, gets a Dorito, gets the 4 points. I mean, it's understandable, but still, the divider, still there. It's still there, and it's not yet taken care of. Shall we go over here as Santi? I think it would be a rather decent move. So we are going to try and expand our field, and we are also at the same time harassing the city, giving our opponent only how many tiles to finish that? Well, actually, it's still 2 daggers and the starting tile, so 3 city camps to go over here. That's kinda a lot. But I think we still go there, because then at least we get to like maintain this city cap over here, and it will never be claimed as long as Hotly is going to be able to go over here and finish this city at any point. We could also, I guess, go over here, continue our road, and even go for like a third farm. Not the worst idea, I guess. Or we could go over here and start a potential 6-point city, but I think it would be kind of weak. Santi does go for the 6-pointer. However, he now only plays with one meeple. Does have some road ends to get a meeple back from. Two crossroads, 2 cows actually, two horses actually also, and a road monastery. In the meanwhile, Hotly finishes his own city, and Santi goes for an 8-pointer. Can he actually get it back though? There's 1, 2, there's 3. Well, he can. So there's still 2 field Doritos, and we can also use the divider here if we so wish. Although as of right now, with 7 points here, 4 points here, I kind of doubt that we should be using that to liberate our meeple, but we might. The city actually also gives an opportunity for Santi to enlarge his field at the bottom here, So going over here with a road monastery would be quite nice, getting this city to the field and potentially even this after. Quick point tile for Hotly. In all likelihood, I reckon he'll be just taking the 2 points somewhere, maybe here, leaving himself a chance to still get a meeple back from this monastery. Or not, actually that is not true at all. There are no vanillas in the deck. So best to still keep this open. And maybe go here with a field Dorito. Although at the moment Hotly does have other uses for field Doritos at this square right here. So where do we take the 2 points? Because I mean, inevitably that is what's going to happen. We're at -2. Then again, 24 points banked in the monasteries, so plus 22, plus 15. Then we have this, so plus 20, plus 25, plus 24, plus 16, plus 7, plus 1, -5, -3. -3 actually, only, and 1 meeple extra. It's a rather okay position, but we have a lot of like uh, volatility in this position, because we have a lot of scoring tiles, a lot of big scoring tiles. So we have first of all the road monastery. We have the city caps going over here, going over here. We have well some ruin stuff going over here for Hotly, and then we have the quick point opportunities, of course, with first of all, this is quite a nice move actually from Santi. Prevents the prevents the extra meeple getting back into Hotly's hand. £4 for Hotly as he receives a city cap. And now as Santi, actually, do we just go over here and we set up the road monastery? Because despite having a juicy city cap over here, it could get taken at any point by Hotly, and I think like relying on that city cap. Yeah, I think we need something else. I think we just basically need to draw the road monastery as Santi. No? And yeah, at this stage he is now taking his time to think of the situation and to think like, does he have to go here? Now Hotly of course could then I guess claim a field with like a straight road or something for 9 points, but it wouldn't really be that good of a move, because then it sets up the 9-point road monastery, and it's always good for the player who has only 1 meeple, because then he can because then Santi can first claim the monastery and then go over here. But that is not what happens. Instead, Santi, I don't know what he's doing. He's setting up something. 1, 2. Well, what he's setting up, he's setting up a road Dorito for himself. To go over here and claim a 6-point road, I guess. Or maybe Santi is just setting up, I don't know, a block on these squares so that these 2 6-point fields cannot be unified, or at least they will be harder to unify. It's still very much possible to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still 3 straight roads remaining. So going with like a straight road over here, and then a road monastery over here, another one over here, well, like another straight road over here, does bring 3 more points to the field, but also takes off 6 and gets a 9-pointer for Hotly. So I imagine that this field Dorito is going to go over here to clear off the possibility of the divider. But there are other alternatives, so we could go over here, I guess, as Hotly as well. But ideally, we wouldn't really want to meeple that. What? Ooh, okay. Goes up. I don't really like this, however. Like, sure, you like Hotly had a lot of tiles to connect, like 4 tiles to connect, which is like just amazing. But I don't think like Hotly needed to attack the 9-point field. I think like if he just if he just kept scoring, then he could have like a rather large number of like different winning possibilities. But getting this 9 points certainly is going to do wonders. They could, however, be still taken away from Hotly because there is still, I believe, 1 road Dorito. So an option for Santi is to go here with a straight road, place a farmer, then get a road Dorito, get to the now 12-point field, claim the road, and then even get another straight road, and to even expand this field, which is now at 9, to 12 points. That is certainly something that Santi is capable of, especially under pressure. Now, he does have a possibility to do something else, though. He could just go over here and maybe rely on a road Dorito anyway and try and get a 8-point city. But does he need to do that, though? He is plus 9. Does it equal? He's plus 18, plus 24, plus 31, plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's minus 7. He doesn't actually need to necessarily do stuff like that. He could even maybe go over here and meeple the field, right? Kind of needs to be aware of the possibility of like a straight road going over here, and then some unification tile going over here and unifying these 6 points anyways. Is that possible though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are no monasteries. 1, 2, 3. Actually, there are no unification tiles to do that. But maybe from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa, actually from this side it is possible. So there is still a straight road plus a curve combo to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there is still a straight road plus a curve combo to go over here. Which actually might be an alright alternative for Hotly. And he does go for it, but Santi is gonna go for this, no? And just claim the road? Because now, if Hotly gets then the curve, he will absolutely meeple the road as well. And it would be a 12-point move. But we can go here, claim the 6-point road, and then allow Hotly only a 3-point move. Because he will be also giving 3 points to our road. However, if we go here Is there a possibility for Hotly to get a second people to the 12-point field? And the answer is probably yes. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Santi, but like, why? Santi was like only at -1. Why would you go for that? Why would you go for that when you can and have only one tile to go here? No? Or does he have more? Does he have a dagger? One, two. Oh, he has. He has 2 tiles to go here. Well, then that changes everything. Especially now when Hotly just whiffed and yeah, I mean, Hotly has to go here, no? Because then Santi, yeah, Hotly has to go here because Santi is guaranteed to get either the curve or the dagger. So Hotly, I believe, has to wish for the following sequence of going over here, then Santi getting the final straight road, and Santi then has to go here and to limit himself, and then Hotly has to get the curve and to go like here for like a +12. And Hotly does go there, but unfortunately the sequence that Hotly was trying to get doesn't happen. However, actually, does it matter? Because this is 12 points. Ooh, I don't think it matters. Because this is also 12. And I think after this move, I believe that that Santi was at -1. Also, there was no straight road. There was this, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? Actually, it does. It does. It does. It does certainly matter because with the horse, Santi can just go over here and deny the block. So Santi was like always always guaranteed to connect here after Hotly got the straight road. But yeah, doesn't matter. Hotly still wins by 1 point. Thanks to this sequence, or thanks to the curve and the straight road. So that certainly makes me wonder. 12 points was this, and 12 points for this. So why don't we go over here as Santi with the road Dorito? We place our final meeple onto the road for 6 points, +1 on the monasteries, and then we are at +6. Then we allow Hotly to get this for +3 for himself, and then we are at like -3, sorry, +3. I know, but it doesn't matter either, because then we can't actually like prevent Hotly from getting like 3 or 4 points. So I think we were just doomed in any case. That's a bit unfortunate. Well, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Ooh. Ah, no, never mind. I was thinking like, can we? Because like when Hotly goes over here, uh, can we, instead of going over here for the connection, can we go over here and deny the 12-point move to Hotly? To which the answer is no, because then Hotly gets either the horse and blocks us and just takes a couple of points, which is enough, or gets the curve and blocks us anyway. Just doesn't need to block actually, and just does whatever, just goes for a 3-point field, and it's also enough, right? Yes, right. Yeah, I don't think there was actually a win for Santi. Maybe I could find some sequence if I were to give this like a very long thought. But the Taiwan takes the win 2-1, and they will be moving on to 2-0, I believe now, against 2-1 against Santi, and then they'll have some tough opponents. So against Lauri Leppänen, against Georgios Kyriasidis, and against against Ritchai Chalankul on the final week. All very tough matches. And for then the for Santi against 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 Matthew Angon, against Ervin Gall, and against David Faraci. Slightly easier opponents than for Hotly, but I mean, 3 force wins, it's definitely a must get. Okay, let's cover as much as we can of the Crocodile versus Phosphate, in which Crocodile is actually already in the lead by 1-0. And looks like, well, we have started the second game at some point already. Let's do a little quick update on the scoreboards with the player names and such. Do this for the US flags, and then phosphate, and change them flags also. 1-0. Okay. Croc at 619, Phosphate at 736. Both players kind of far away from their peak ratings, of Phosphate being 886 and Croc definitely over 700. It's like 700 something, I'm pretty sure. But despite the rather large difference in the peak ratings, Croc is at the moment in the lead, 1-0, and so far looks to have kind of a difficult position in the second game, although despite being in the lead by 7 points, has a lot of vulnerabilities. So attacking to a 5-point ruin with a 2-point city here. This city is like kind of all but dead, requiring a starting tile and then also some other tiles over here, with still 2 starting tiles remaining in the deck, sure, but the success chances are rather low, I want to say. And also the other city also is kind of in peril, needing the one and only dagger, well, the left-hand sided dagger in the deck. But he could potentially, I guess, go over here and try to still progress the city, which he doesn't, which I can certainly understand. Doesn't really look to be like as juicy as it could be. It's like kind of easily blockable with a horse, with a road Dorito, with a city plus road tile on this side, and well, this like kind of self-restriction and a save at the same time is going to allow a different path, I guess, to use a dagger. So now we can use a dagger either over here or over here, just depending on like at what stage the dagger appears. Also, the dagger is exactly the tile that Foss gets restricted to. However, he does have then the rather nice opportunity to get a 9-point field in the process if he decides to draw the dagger, which Croc, wow, um goes for a 3-point field like preemptively, just if the worst case happens and the Foss does indeed draw the dagger, then yeah, I guess Croc wants to be like prepared for that. I wouldn't really worry about that as much because clearly like our position is such that we are kinda needing the dagger anyways for ourselves to win, because we have like both of our meeples trapped, and the city is actually like still blockable with either of the two remaining road monasteries. Also, I didn't clock it immediately, but this 6-point field, also reaches all the way around, well, to actually being a 9-point field. And Croc doing whatever he can with his two meeples, trying to score as much as he can. Foss has climbed back up a bit on the scoreboard to 32-25, and well, the starting tile is drawn by Croc, so he has at least some life on his city, but not anymore, as Foss does indeed draw the dagger. And assumably he's gonna go over here. Maybe he's gonna even drop a farmer on the lower side. But a lot of the straight roads seem to have gone out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, doesn't go for the field, but goes for the road instead, which I guess is also fine. However, Foss now in a really good situation after drawing the dagger, so being sure that the city of, well, the cities of red are both unable to be completed, and red has two people strapped for currently at 8 points. Does control the two 9-point fields, but it will certainly not be an issue, or shouldn't be an issue in the long run, as they are both attackable. And Foss is also leading on the scoreboard with a potential nice juicy 8-point city. Does decide to go for the field now though, and is Croc, does he go for this attack? Like, with two meeples, you really wouldn't want to do that. Especially when you can't actually get meeples away or back into your hand from anywhere. Say with just very particular tile sequences and some boldness. So a divider going over here and like a starting tile here. Actually, there are not even any starting tiles remaining. But or daggers for that matter. But there is a city crossroad, so I guess there's that. Not particularly juicy or tempting though. So, big dilemma for Croc. Could also go for this. Maybe with a farmer? Um, yeah, it's really just like not an enjoyable position. Maybe we could go over, like we do this, and direct the city cap to the left and just not meeple it. Well, he does do the rotation and the spot that I suggested, but does go with the meeple though. Doesn't want to leave the city cap lying around. There's also the city crossroad, which, well. briefly allowed a blink of hope for Croc to be able to potentially get the full block going on onto the city, but immediately a wonderful tile for Foss is drawn, and he finishes the 8-point city and drops a farmer to a 6-point field. Also now has the chance, I believe, never mind, he doesn't have the chance. I was about to say he has the chance to get a troop divider, go over here for 7 more points, maybe create another farm, but there are no such tiles remaining any longer. And Croc's decision, no, Croc's position is now looking dire. +9 for Foss. Croc goes for a monastery, which immediately is going to get blocked. And now has to deal with one meeple for 16 tiles. I will be shocked if it doesn't get blocked. Yeah, Foss was just double checking the tiles to make sure that all starting tiles are indeed gone. And they are. So what now? +9 for Foss. This doesn't really matter. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter in terms of completed completing the city because there are no daggers. But I wonder if we should have gone the other way around, just to be able to allow ourselves to still have some additional like potential to grow this ruin with some particular tiles, with extenders or with cows. Actually, there are no cows remaining. Well, at least with an extender. +9 for Foss, +15, +20, +18, +14, 10, 2, -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1 with basically equalized city, basically equalized field, and two extra meeples, first and foremost. And that's the biggest issue in Croc's position. Like, he cannot claim monasteries. He cannot claim fields. Whereas Foss could just go over here or be efficient and take 2 points and only later go here with a 6-point farmer and get it to 9 points later on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still 4. No, still 3 regular straight roads remaining. Which for Croc, I'm not even sure if it would be like good for him to draw them all, because he can't do really anything with them. Like, he can't score with them. He needs scoring tiles, and the straight roads are like merely preventing Foss from scoring, but they aren't exactly like giving points to Croc, which is the big issue. We might have to do something like, well, I mean, this is okay, so, well, actually, it's not really okay. It doesn't even do anything. Like, it takes away 2 green squares from the field, but it adds 1. So only really takes away 1 green square from the field. And at this stage, like, it doesn't matter. Like, Foss doesn't care whether he has green squares on his field or not, because he can just take other 6-point fields. Like, he can just go over here. Yeah, he can just go over here and place a farmer for 6 points. Even claim further points from this. Oh my god, what a tile. So he can go here now, claim the points for these 7, then go here with a straight road for another plus 6 points, and it's just like heaven for Foss. And Croc is indeed getting the straight roads, which will again prevent the scoring from happening from Foss over on the right hand side of the board, but they are not allowing the scoring to happen for Croc himself. And Foss can just go over here anyways for plus 5, which I believe is certainly what he will be doing. Because I don't think he... Yeah, because Grog doesn't even need to... Foss doesn't even need to wait for a straight road, because now he can use a straight road, guess where? Over here, to get plus 6 and the road itself, so plus 10 point move, which is even better than going over here for plus 8. So math be mathing, this should be the move that we see. Plus 15 now for Foss. And it is indeed the move that we see, and Croc even gets the final straight road. So he did get the sequence, the 12.5% sequence basically, which prevented another people getting back into the hand of Foss and the unification, but the unification happens in a different way, and in the meanwhile Foss has gotten a gazillion new points elsewhere. So plus 15 for Foss, plus 20 over here, plus 12, plus 3, plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is equal, plus 7, 3, minus 2, plus 7, plus 13, and an extra meeple. And it is just impossible to lose. Croc goes for an attack on the right field, which is pretty much the only thing that he can do. Foss, I mean, he could just go over here and just allow the connection. Just take the 6-point monastery. But I reckon he's just like quietly checking like how many connection tiles does Croc have, and if he has like even one to go over here, or I don't know, 1, 2, whatever, then I think Force will just take this for basically 0 points, and he'll be momentarily at exactly equal points with Croc, but like Croc just cannot score, or can he? Oh, he cannot, because there are no triple cities with a road, or actually any other triple cities for that matter. Maybe road Doritos. Yep. So we go here. Croc doesn't. Well, first of all, he doesn't get a road Dorito, but he does get to take away a road from Foss, and Foss with another monastery could be going for 4 points, which honestly I think it's what he's gonna do, because he only has 1 tile remaining. Like, he can't score anything more than 4 points. So we go here and we just, and like as Foss, we just take an extra point on our final turn over here or over here from whichever spot. Or actually, yeah, this is even better. So we just go find a 5-point spot and we get a 6th point. So an extra 1. Nice spotting by the Chinese master. 1 and 1. Unfortunately, so we do get to see another game. it should be, yeah, it should be a quite a quite a decent size win, maybe like 15 points or so, I want to say. 68 to 85. Yeah, well, not too far from 15 points. 14 points is the win for Foss, and the final game is about to begin. Croc is the starting player, takes the first 4 points, and well, as long as he confirms his tile placement, and oh, good lord! Wait, what? No. Let me just refresh. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, let's not hallucinate, and let's not have the bugs um, to seem like Croc didn't take points from the city. Like, of course he does. So 4 points for Croc to start with, and 3 to compensate to and take a 3 point road for Foss. Doesn't bother to try any like blocking over here, as he would be leaving himself in a very uncomfortable looking mini battle, which he would have to deal with later. Just takes the 2 points, and well, this is interesting. Croc goes for a monastery, sure, and Foss doesn't even really care to like progress the road and or to harass the city, like by going over here with the starting tile, just because he doesn't want to like build up the monastery of his opponent. And there is even now the possibility to go over here with like a triple city, a quad city, something, and then block this square with 2-on-1 meeples. And now we could do that, right? We could go here, point up and down, then try to block this square. Like, surely this is something that Foss is gonna try and do. Yes, it is. Croc defends, but the upper part of his city is still vulnerable because because 2 of the 3 triple cities with the road have gone out. However, Foss doesn't wait for those. Just restricts the city down to a starting tile, which there are still 2 remaining, and starts a city of his, starts a monastery of his own. Also, nicely starts a road monastery and adds, well, indirectly adds a road end to his road, which is very, very unlikely to get to get taken by Croc, as he really will not want to have 3 meeples depending on this one square, like these 2 tiles. Croc starts another city and immediately gets restricted into yet another dagger, but that's okay for Croc, as this is a nice city to start to be turned into a ruin. Foss with the blocks, and looks to be successful. No, well, not quite yet. Doesn't get the block yet, but does Croc get the defense tile? No, he does not, and the block is gonna be successful, which should come at any moment. I reckon Foss just is gonna think a while to place a farmer or not, and he decides that it is gonna be worth it, as a curve can come down over here and then maybe a vanilla or just a monastery over here to expand the field even further down to the south to 9 points. Croc, with the 4 points from the starting tile and cleans off the city cap. Unfortunately for him, it does create a 3-point road, which doesn't end up costing him at all, as he gets away with it immediately. The final starting tile is drawn by Foss, and now the deck is out of those tiles. And we have, well, firstly, now there is no incentive at all for Croc to place the dagger over here, or shouldn't have all that much, because it basically then is going to keep tying this meeple on the road and the monastery, because the city, of course, is already blocked. For Croc, a question, and I think a relatively easy answer of going over here. I wouldn't necessarily even go with a meeple there, but it's okay if he decides to do so, and he does, just so that Foss doesn't try to like start indirectly completing the city with like city cap going over here, start another one over here, and then we have to attack it anyways. Foss with another field with a 6 points and 2 empty city caps. And I imagine he'll be just starting a new city over here at the bottom, no? I don't really see an issue in that. Or he could also go actually over here and just protect this city, because there are still 3 vanillas in the deck, which would allow a 7-point move to be made for Foss. And with 2 meeples, you don't really want to like use the meeples like extensively. You want to start being very cautious, actually. But Foss, decides to start at the city, but the breaker tile happens to be in Croc's hand, and the breaker be breaking. Now, with having been restricted into a city plus road tile, all starting tiles are out, so a full block is very much possible on the city. There are also no daggers with the left-hand side curve, so also another kind of block is possible. And the only city caps that are left to this square are the 2 city crossroads. And so for Foss, it's potentially going to be a difficult time. Also foregoes a couple of points to allow a full block to happen in case Croc were to draw a dagger over here now. At least the compensation vanilla is gonna come down to Foss, whilst Croc keeps drawing the city tiles with a road. And now only 1 city cap is in the deck remaining onto this square. Croc finishes the road, starts another city. And with 2 tiles in his hand, with 2 meeples in his hand, I wonder if Croc will be incentivized to go over here for like a 5-point monastery. Or even here. Although that's maybe not such a good idea, because it's so easily restricted. We could go over here as well. Ooh, he does go for it. Interesting. I was about to say we could go over here at the bottom as well to try and make the full block, but you know, again, given that the Foss doesn't have too many tiles to go there anyway, he only has the 1 city crossroad and 2 road Doritos. then we might actually just refrain from doing anything extra. Croc does find himself with the dagger, and Foss, unfortunately for him, I think he will have to go here, and he will have to go here for the full block, and has to forego a wonderful tile to continue his city with at the bottom. And now there's only one singular tile actually to go into this square, and it is the one and only remaining road Dorito. 3 points in the lead is Croc with an extra, well, actually here, +2 here, -4, +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with 8, 7, and 7, 15, 6, and +1 for Croc with 1 extra meeple. And when I say Croc, I do not mean the AI. 3 points for Foss. He's gonna have to try and get a lot of those quick point tiles in order to like kind of climb back, and in order to fight back against the meeple advantage of Croc. Is the city completable? The answer is no. Absolutely not. There is no sequence of tiles after this curve with which the city would become whole. Because on to both of these squares, only one tile fits in the remaining from the remaining tiles, and it is again the road Dorito. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate actually for Foss that with this move, he not only was he not only was forced to use a valuable road Dorito onto this square, um, and not over here at the bottom, but also he then blocked away his chance of getting a divider over on the square and get away with a 6-point city, get 3 more points to the field, and leave this guy at 2 points. You see a dagger? Wait. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I capping then? Wait. 1, 2. Oh wait, there is 1 dagger here. Okay, never mind. So this city is still completable. Yeah, never mind me. Thank you for the correction. Also, welcome to the stream, Alexei. So we can indeed actually go here with the road Dorito, then we go here with the dagger, and we go here with the city cap. So we have a very small chance of finishing that city, but it is still a chance. And unfortunately, well, maybe not even unfortunately, but Foss does get the dagger, but I kinda don't see him going over here, because he just has 4 points over here, possibly 7, 4 points over here, possibly 7. He has city caps over here and over here, which he of course will never be taking, as long as there are others to take. But yeah, now the city is dead. Now it's dead for good. Okay, straight road for Croc. Oh, what the fuck? Well, actually, this doesn't have anything to do with like yeah, this city crossroad doesn't affect on the completion chances of the city. So how am I so like rusty now at like trying to count stuff? Because I was like I was like half sure, well at least like half sure that these tiles were also gone. But yeah, never mind me. But again, it wouldn't have a an effect on the completion chances of the city, because even if it were to go here or here, then another city cap with a road would be needed after the road Dorito. But the situation for Foss is looking a lot better than it was looking some time ago. Plus 15 on the scoreboard, plus 16 over here, plus 22, plus 17, plus 10, plus 8 equal. Wait, what? Did I say it correctly? Plus 15, plus 16, 22, 17, 10, 8. Yeah, equal. Plus 2, plus 11, 13, 16, 9, 3. So plus 3 actually now for Foss, and an extra meeple. So the roles have reversed, and Foss has some some opportunity to still grow his field at the top with a curve, if there exists such pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there definitely exists still regular curves. Goes for a city. And honestly, Croc could, I guess, even go here and just not meeple anything, because he just needs. Just needs stuff to hit. Okay, let's say how many city caps are there in general remaining in the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. One city cap, and it definitely is with a field or to both sides, so like a vanilla probably. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is exactly why I wanted Croc to go with a with the triangle, just like over here, and just just prepare a city, because the number of city caps was so low, and there were no city caps with road remaining. So we could have prepared ourselves an 11-point move, or we could have, I guess, lured Voss to take the final city, just so that the Croc doesn't get it. But yeah, now we have lost that opportunity. However, we were able to get 2 plus 4 points, so 6 points, and now we are at like plus 3. No? Sorry, like plus 1. And Foss, I mean, kinda has to go here, no? Actually, no. Actually, no. Because yeah, look at this. Look at the situation. So it's a very peculiar. So neither player can really claim these 9 points because of the 3 remaining curves. So if Voss claims this 9-point field, Croc will just go over here. He will immediately take away 3 points and start making a road for himself. Or if Croc goes for the 9 points, then Foss can just go over here with like a road tile, like with a straight or with a curve, place a farmer, and then just overrun the field and just win. Ha! That is very interesting situation. But so I believe that Foss is at the moment at plus 1 point. Sorry, minus 1 point. But whilst he's thinking, let's make sure that that is indeed the case. Plus 11 for Foss, plus 20, plus 25, plus 27, plus 29, plus 33, 35, 37. Foss does indeed go for it, and he immediately will get connected. to his previous field. Uh, 20, 25, 27, 29, 31, 37, 46, 43, 38, 30, 29, 21, 15, 8. Yes, that's correct. So he was at -1, now he's +8. Croc can go over here, and he will then be at -5, or actually kind of rather at -6, because Croc is the starting player and he needs to get at least 6 points without Phosphate getting anything at all in order to win. The question is, are there city tiles? Can Phos add points to here? And well, the question was yes. The answer was yes. And this is a very, very nice move by Phosphate. So taking away this exact tile from Croc to add 2 extra points over here. And now instead, what's he gonna do with it? Oh, I know. We go over here and we create a 5-point city, or a ruin, if we happen to get the road to Dorito. And we actually have to get the road Dorito as Croc, because otherwise Foss can just go over here or over here and add himself 1 point, and then Croc is at like -7. And I don't think there are any quick point tiles, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are no quick point tiles. Oh, but there's a monastery, no? Oh, the monastery. The monastery is going to be, it could be a saving grace for Croc, because it's going to be worth 9 points. Foss gets himself an extender, goes to +7, so +8. Croc gets the monastery. That's like +1 for Croc, and Foss can't do anything about it. It's a +1 win for Croc, no? +1. No, +2 win now. Yeah, +2 win for Croc. The monastery placement, the monastery setup. It was all worth it. It was all worth for Croc. Yeah, I wonder, was this the right move for Foss? Was it the right move? Because if you think about it, then like Croc doesn't actually have to take this field for 9 points, because he can and he has this other 9-point spot available for himself. So this is not the only spot that Croc can actually take the lead. +3 actually win for Croc, but yeah, that is well, at least a minor upset, I have to say, by Alan Fody. I'm pretty sure Phosphate started off with a win. No, I mean, I would be surprised if he didn't. I'll be very surprised. Yes, so he did start off with a win, with 1-2 victory against Carbon Tang, and now a loss against the US Master. And actually, Foss's opponents are kinda big ass caliber. I mean, still fighting against Guru Guru and Vivian Charlotte, and against Texan. Well, I mean, against Texan, I have to say that it's like Foss should be able to win, although Texan has had a really good start with 2-0 at the moment. But I think, I mean, if Foss like actually wants to like get to the playoffs, I mean Texas is like basically a must win. Because it's like like Texas is like the easiest opponent out of the out of the incoming three, which is like it just tells about the level when the when Texas is considered as an easy opponent. And then for Croc goes to 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 against Stefanakis and 2-1 against Voss. And then future opponents for Alan are Dr. Kai Han, Elias Mochan, and Joao Margarito. All of which do stand a chance certainly against Krog, but maybe maybe I would still consider Krog as having the advantage in all except maybe versus Kai Han. It's kind of difficult to like not put the Asian players first just because they fucking dominate everything. um, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's like basically an equal matchup with Kai Han and Krog. But I'll be very eager to see how those turn out. Okay, the future matches for today are, well, first of all, we have currently Lazy Borso Matt Healy Rainer going on at the moment, I believe, versus Carmen Tang, streamed by Utse on his channel. Then later at 1600 UTC, we have Mateusz Poslevich versus Maxim Basiluk, again streamed by Utse, and ending off the evening with the black horse of the competition, Borberici of Catalonia against Tito Arce of Chile, streamed on Alexei's channel. That will be it for today for me. But let's do this very quickly so you can all choose up on that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in all the way until the end. And if you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing, by liking the stream, or if you're watching this afterwards, then leaving a comment down in the comment section and letting me know what you think of it. I'll be seeing you on the future upcoming days on the week 3 of the Carcassonne Champions League with some more league stage matches. Bye for now.